YouTube. So I think this week's video is going to be a little bit of a shorter one, a little bit of a different one. I'm not exactly feeling all that good this weekend, but I still want to get some stuff done. And well, the main area I think I want to get some stuff done in is down here in the basement, because a couple days ago I got a new workbench for down here. I started setting things up and then decided after I started, I was like, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to try to make a little bit of a video on it. And this is where I've gotten to. This is not as deep as my old table was, because my old table would come out and basically touch this pole. So I've lost a little bit of working depth, but I've gained some working length. I gained another tray up there. I gained a bigger shelf for down there. And this, I do have a drawer I could put in here, but one of the slides is broken for it, and I never really liked the drawer when I had one of these last time anyway. So the big thing I'm hoping is that the chair's still tall enough that I can work comfortably. Yeah, so Anna gave me another, oh, excuse me guys, like I said, I'm not feeling all that great this week. Give me another nice piece of pegboard to use. So now if need be, I can actually hang the trucks on here, and I can have my parts and stuff hung here. So the stuff that's still hung there, stuff I don't necessarily want over here that I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with. And then I'm gonna go through and use, I think that top shelf is I'm gonna end up trying to use that for my chargers and everything now, instead of having it sit here at the end of this table where it's a jumbled mess, and maybe just my batteries will sit there instead of the chargers. This is definitely going to go up here somewhere somehow. I haven't quite got that figured out, but definitely going up there. That's I want to put the battery chargers and stuff up there as well. Might be a little more difficult to use being up here where it's going to be harder for me to see, but it's not like I use the chargers on a daily basis anyway. And if I really wanted to, I could take them down from there instead of on the workbench and just charge batteries while I'm not working. Big thing is now I've got more storage space. So because as you guys can tell, I'm definitely running out of room to store trucks, so I need room to store other things to make room for trucks. Because as crazy as it sounds, I kind of have a goal of I'd like to hit 100 trucks, and I'm somewhere right around 90 right now. So I'd like to hit that 100 mark, which I think would be really cool. Then at the 100 mark, I'll probably start selling some off, just because I can go, yeah, I hit 100, and then drop back to like 60. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, this video is going to be a little bit of probably more of a boring one, unfortunately, but I'm doing it just for the hell of it. I think after I get everything rearranged out here, we're going to come back here and maybe run a couple of the newer trucks for a little bit and see how they do. Because since I've been building stuff again, I've not got to try this Durango that I just put together. I'd kind of like to try the Durango because I've never tried those tires yet. I have also not really tried my Jeep since I did some work to it, nor have I really did much with my old Bronco here since I started putting it together. So I have a few things I'd like to play with, a few things I'd like to try. Maybe we'll work on a body swap rig while we're at it. We've got some new electronics to put in this so it can run the 2-cell batteries. I would like to actually swap the body from this truck onto another one, because while this chassis is not bad and it's got some good qualities to it, it is way too fast. So I either need to see about slowing it down or swapping this body to a better chassis. So and I want to do that because this body has a camera built into it, so I can do FPV video of the course back there, which I think would be kind of cool. I could be wrong, maybe it won't be, but I think it would be. That's what that box is sitting underneath it too. That is the screen for the FPV. So as you can see, I definitely have some projects to work on with those. So got a couple of things over here to work on. I need to get to charging my batteries back up. So I got plenty to do. There's definitely no lack of things to do. I also need to finish this because I didn't finish it the other day, and now I don't know where the magnets might be. Hopefully the magnets are easy to find. I need to trim these down, so I can glue the magnets to the body. So when the body is down, it stays down. So maybe that's something I'll show you guys me doing. Not a real hard task to do, but it's something. Oh, all right. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be a very long one. I think we'll probably, when it boils down to it, when I get down here to actually do some more work down here, because I think this is going to be a majority of what you guys are going to see, is obviously I want to get the pillow stuff laid out a little bit better, get all the trucks and the other stuff that don't need to be over here cleared out of here. I gotta fix my shelf back there, which I probably won't do on camera, because I've tried doing things in this area on camera and it is really awkward, because there is no way for me to shimmy around where you guys can see everything and not see bits of me you don't want to see. So that's not the side of YouTube I'm trying to be on. Just because it is a very cramped area, no matter how short you are, because I am not a small guy, even if I am not that tall. So yeah, but I want to shimmy back there, get that fixed. And I've got that little log thing right here I want to put back in somewhere. I just don't know where yet. Kind of want to figure it in somewhere around here, because this is a nice little obstacle to crawl over. I still want to do something with that dirt mound I haven't got around to yet. I just want to kind of clear it out, because it's kind of, you can't crawl up it because it's too loose, so trucks just kind of get buried in it. So that'd be a good area to build another obstacle in before coming to this. So yeah, all right, enough yapping. I need to do some work. I guess I'll set you guys back up into the time-lapse thing, and I will get this done. So, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with all of it. Maybe I'll just do it off camera quick. But, yeah. I got a rough idea, at least. So, we'll get started and see where we go. I was going to record some of it, and then, as I told you guys I was going to record some of it, one of my buddies called me, so I didn't get to record any of it because I didn't want to just sit there and talk to him. Hey, there's the other two magnets I was looking for as well. Well, we'll put those back up here. So while I was on the phone with him, I went ahead, if I can get a video of it down in there, I got the magnets currently drying. They are mounting the front of the body to it. I got most of the other little odds and ends things picked up. I still got to figure out what I'm doing over here, cleaning this all up yet. And find a better spot for my trash can to live. That's the one thing I have not quite figured out yet. And then, as you can see, this right here is my perspective at eye line. So it is Still pretty high for me on the table with me sitting in the chair, and this is with the chair all the way up. But it's got it to where I can be in close to my work as well, so it should work out. Yeah, so that's something done at least. Which means I feel a little bit better because now I've at least been a little productive. Might go ahead and pull something over here and try working on something for a couple minutes besides that. Because I've got... Let me open this little box here. I've got these new electronics for this little guy. Because the stock electronics will not run a LiPo. Or will not run a 2S LiPo, I guess I should say. Versus these ones will run a 2S, from my understanding. So, let's see if it says anything on the back. Yep, 1 to 2S capable. Let's see, 1 kg 3-wire high torque servo, 3-channel waterproof receiver, which you can bind directly to the radio for that truck, and an 88-turn high torque motor. So, that's everything that's in this box. Basically, to upgrade the electronics that are in that truck, because my understanding is the stock electronics for that truck are not that great. This also needs a different battery plug put on it as well. At least I'm guessing that's the battery. Yep, this is the battery plug. This is the motor plug, but I need those plugs to actually match. So, and I still got to figure out how exactly I'm fitting all that in here. Dig out the remote for the truck so I can actually bind them. This also gives me the unique capability of actually putting a different radio in this entirely if I really wanted to, which would be kind of nice. But I'm not overly worried about it. Right there's the stock battery, which isn't terrible, but it's only a single cell, so it's only a 1S, which is not exactly a ton of power or a ton of runtime, even in something this small. So all of the electronics are coming out of it, and the new stuff is going in. This is, from my understanding, if I remember right, is the Hobby Plus CR24. So it's kind of an oddball model, but I kind of like it. It's a little different wheelbase than most of the rest of the stuff, which means I can actually maybe run a body that I've been trying to figure out how exactly and what exactly I wanted to run it on, with a lot less effort than originally thought. Because I'll line up the front and then I'll just kind of make the back wheel wells a little bit bigger. Because I'll make the front ones a little bit bigger too. I'll probably round them out to give it a bit more room. But it actually looks like that body is going to work on here, which is a lot better than how it was looking like it was going to work on any of my SCX 24s, because I was going to have a ton of chassis, versus this seems that I won't actually have to cut up the chassis at all to get it to work, which will be extremely nice, because I really didn't want to have to cut up a chassis to use it. So I think that's going to be the goal. I don't know if that's going to happen in this video, but that's going to be the goal. Mainly because I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, so I don't want to commit to filming it not having any ideas. So you guys will see that as I figure it out. Yeah, alright. Let me maybe throw you guys in a tripod and show you me working on something for a bit. Walk you through it and tell you what I'm doing. Alright, so figure I'll show you guys a little bit of me actually working on something for once and talk you guys through it. So that being said, I have never worked on one of these before, so this could get kind of interesting. I already started on a little bit, just looking at how to lay things out. The old ECU, servo control, everything was right here. So I kind of laid out the new stuff just to see how it would fit. I think what I want to do is I'm trying, since the double-sided tape stayed stuck with this and not the old speed control, I'm trying to save it. So I think what I'm going to do is try trimming a little bit of that off so I can get the flat side of the receiver here to stay on it. Because if not, I gotta figure out another place to mount it and everything. I really just kind of want to mount it there and leave it there. So, because that's where all the main electronics were before. It worked out well. Kind of want to leave it that way. So, we're going to do just a little bit of trimming on it here. Probably not the right way to do it, but we're going to tell we're going to do it anyway. So, come on, trim it off. I don't want to trim the whole case, just thank you. They're being stuck. Alright, there we go. That should let me put that, a good enough chunk of that it wants to stay. Yep, there we go. That'll work. So, I'm going to put that away. I don't need a knife again after that, I don't think. So, I'd rather not have the knife blade laying everywhere. So, from there, everything on this thing is tiny little Phillips head screws, which is kind of odd because most trucks this size are really tiny Allen head screws. So, I think the next thing is going to be I need to get the transmission out of it. Looks like it might be a bit of a pain. We'll see. Because I need to be able to take the motor out, swap the motor with the new one. My understanding is the old one can't handle the power output, possibly. Not 100% sure. But the new one comes with a new gear and everything on it already, I do believe. This comes with new stuff for the servo. Oh no, it doesn't have a gear on it at all. Oh, this could be fun. So, like I said, this is literally the first time I'm ever really touching this truck. So, admittedly, I barely even ran it with the battery that it came with. So, matter of fact, the one time I drove it, I didn't even technically own it. It was a buddy's truck, and he wanted one of mine. So I traded him this and some other things for another one of my trucks. And here we are. Because I was looking at getting one of these, I just hadn't done it yet. So I thought it'd be an interesting little truck to try. There we go. Transmission is out. Now it's 3 more screws holding on these are some really tiny screws. This is probably not even really the right screwdriver for it, but it's the one I'm using currently. So we'll maybe try this one instead, even though it's a bit bigger of a tip. It might actually fit in there better. Yeah, that fits in there a little bit better. Crazy enough, the one I grabbed the first time was actually too small. Oh yeah, that works a lot better. Okay, so those are off. Now, it looks like realistically the change is out. I need to take the spur gear off, which is going to be a tiny little guy here. This drawer, I'm willing to bet from the looks of it, but you're a tire tool. Yep, the right size. Not exactly my first tool of choice for the job, but it fits and it works. We're going to pull that spur gear off. Now the reason we had to pull the spur gear off is because the screws are actually, one of the screws was actually covered by the spur gear. Again, I also really don't know what the difference is between this motor and the motor that comes with the kit. I'm sure since they included it, there is a difference, but looking at them side by side, I can't see it because it's the same motor case, same everything else. So maybe I'm wasting my time changing the motor. I don't know, but we're going to do it anyway because it came with the kit. So we just gotta lightly pry that pinion gear off. press it ever so carefully onto the new one, while leaving just the smallest bit of a gap between the two. Installation is the reversal of removal. With the way this is set up, I don't foresee there being a need to set gear mesh, because it doesn't look as if there is really any movement for there to be a gear mesh setup. We'll find out once we put the spur gear on, though, obviously. If I can get it to go back on, because there is a couple of flat sides here. There we go. Yeah, either I meshed it right the first time, or I was correct in there not really being a mesh to be had to begin with, or a set, or room to set a mesh differently, guess I should say, because hey, there's a wheel nut in there too. Don't need to. There we go. Whoop, too tight. Overdid it. There we go. Oh, too tight. There we go. Maybe that's on back. Is that? These little transmissions confuse me because, like, you have it too loose, it looks like it wobbles. You have it too tight, though, and it won't turn, so I don't. We're going to go with it and hope that was right. So, well, I am a professional mechanic here, as you can tell. Just, fuck it, send it. Now to figure out what screw went back where. Because this had 3 screws holding this on that I can't seem to hold on to. That's fun. I'm going to go from 3 screws to no screws because I'm going to throw it away. 2 of the 3. Did I mention this is supposed to be my relaxing hobby? Because, you know, cars can be such a pain most of the time. Yeah, RCs are just as big of a pain. I lie to myself about these being the relaxing ones all the time. They're really not. Now, I've got to get the transmission fed back in and get this drive shaft back together, which I'm sure only goes in one of 2 ways while doing it. It'd help if I didn't have a screw in the way. I'm going to try to push that down because it's for some reason stuck in the... There we go. There we go. Oh, let's see here. That way. Go down in. This is not exactly the easiest feat in the world. Honestly, I'm probably, instead of fighting with it anymore, I'm just going to get it all in place, and then I'll just unscrew the drive shaft and put it back together the right way, instead of trying to rig my way through it, I guess I should say. And there we go. Those are lined up. We've already got a screw. Well, we had a screw kind of started. There we go. Sorry, it's kind of hard to show you guys some of this on camera. I'm trying, I really am. But, these little screws are not exactly the easiest thing to work with and line up. So, Let's see, there we go. There are those three. Now we can plug the motor in. There we go. Put this back onto the side of here where it was because I knocked it off. Alright, now the next thing we're going to go and do is work on getting the drive shafts fixed and put back together and in the truck. So, big thing with these is you want to have them, as most would say, you want to have them in phase, which means you want the, oh boy, this already looks like it's going to be a nightmare. This might require taking the axle housings apart. That's not fun. Huh. Well, this whole project might have just got a lot more not interesting. Because I really, really do not want to have to take the axle housing apart to put the drive shaft back together. So it's going to take some work to get that back together, right? Although maybe I already pulled it off. I don't. That would be my charger going off. I don't feel like I gotta. I can't really pull it out. Oh, dang it. Well, I had it and then I lost it. Dang it. What you gotta do is kind of get it started a little bit. Oh. And now the whole project goes in the trash because I'm going to throw a fit over a dang. Why would you design it this way? This is not a good design at all. Like, what the heck, guys? Why would you make why would the pinion have that much play in it? That's just not smart. Trying to think if there's a way I can get. What it does is that drops down in, and it should not drop down in like that. That is not cool at all. So I guess we're gonna try fighting with the front one, see if we have any better luck with the front one without taking it apart. Because I've now learned I definitely don't want to take that apart. If I'm going to, I would have definitely took it off of the transmission side instead. Which is exactly what we're going to do, because the transmission will be a solid rod through and through. So there will not be any near the amount of fight with it on that way as there was the other way. So as I was saying, I'll show you guys up close here about the phasing. So you want to have your drive shaft in phase, which means you want the U-joints to be on the same plane. Which means, as you can see here on the axle, or on the drive shaft, both flats that are on the drive shaft itself are pointing the same direction, not like this, where you've got the flat of the U-joint and the flat of the axle on the same plane. You don't want that. That'll cause binding. You want it to be nope, that's still out of phase. You want it to be this way. Now, that being said, I have built a lot of trucks over the years. I've never had a huge issue with phasing. I know other guys have claimed they have. But anymore, I do try to build my stuff in phase just because, well, while I've never had an issue with it, why possibly make it a fight over that when I don't need to. There we go. We got one of them back together. Where is the smaller? There we go. There's the smaller tipped screwdriver. Alright. So there is one of the two. I don't know if I'm going to finish the other one. I don't know if I'm going to finish this one on. I'm going to give this one more shot on camera before I don't do it on camera. Just because I'm not going to sit here and make you guys suffer through 10 minutes of me trying to get this thing on when I can do it off camera and have it done in a few minutes. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a very, very slow fight trying to put it on like this versus popping the axle off, pulling the center of it out. I don't understand why they would make it this way. This seems a very, very silly way of making this, where it's almost guaranteed it's going to be an issue. Being made this way. And that just pushes it in. Let's see, can I maybe hold it out with a pick? Maybe just apply a little bit of pressure to it itself. Oop. Not when I drop the drive shaft. Oh, come on. I almost just want to shut the camera off so you guys ain't got to endure this, but I want you here for the success of it. If this does work, dang it. That way I can go, haha, I got it to work. Not really. Oh, I think I got it. I think. Oh no, maybe. Oh, I see daylight through it. So that's either because the shaft's only part way in, or because I've actually got it together where I'm going to screw it. I got it. So, alright, so now we're going to do this one the same way we did the other one, which is pull the set screw out of the other end, which I guess was the way I should have did it to start with. I've never had an axle that could do that though, so did not know that was going to be a problem. There we go, drive shaft out. Phased back together and get it to actually go on. Ah, come on. Such a fiddly little thing. Ah, there we go. Now I can screw back in. Holy crap, this has turned into not that great of a little adventure. Alright, so there we we go. We're to this point now again. What did I do? There we go. That looks like it's the same horn, so we're going to try just unscrewing this servo horn. Pop it off. There we go. Like that. That does look like it is a tooth. So, now the main reason we're changing this out is because of wire. This is a 5-wire servo, which is more of what you would see in a toy grade RC, versus this has a more hobby grade standard 3-wire. Excuse me, guys. Now, don't ask me to explain why that is the way it is, because I, to this day, still do not understand why the toy grade servos have to have so many more wires to do the same job. I don't know if it's like a wired input and output for both directions, and then it's got an electric stop instead of a mechanical stop, I guess, would be the best way to put it, like a where did it go? I have lost the screw. The screw is gone. Where could the screw have gone? But that is not the screw I'm looking for. Is it? That is the screw. So there's another screw I'm looking for. The screw I'm looking for. I look like it fell down inside the wheel. Hello? Aha, there it is. I thought that was the one for the servo horn. That's the servo horn screw, the tiny one. This is slightly less tiny one. Here's the screw will hold the actual servo on that doesn't want to go in the hole. Just go to your home. Oh my gosh. So, there we go. There's that. And you should be able to, well, okay. I'm going to pause you guys for a second, and I'm going to find the remote for this truck. That way we can get it all programmed in and everything too. That's the last thing we need to do. Well, some things have happened since the last time I had the camera on, and that's because as I was finishing that, my phone died. So, you guys did not get to see me actually finish it. I'm sorry for that. But, that being said, everything is now working. So, it has steering. Forward and reverse are working correctly. The battery will fit-ish in the battery mount. I think I'm going to have to do some trimming to really get it to fit the way I want. But that is all squared away and working. And my buddy Ryan come over. So I now have another SCX-102 and a Land Rover body to put together. So along with an extra set of wheels and tires that I didn't need. But hey, so that's all done. This being said, this also means the red MG is finally gone. But there will be another project of sorts showing up to go along with this. Because unfortunately, part of what we thought I was going to get might not be happening now. So he's figuring out some other payment methods. But, yeah. I have been back here. Because I told you I wasn't going to try doing this on camera just because it was going to be too much of a hassle. I've come back here. I've reset the bridge. I actually got some of the padding laid out to where there's actually some comfort to sit on. And got everything else up out of the way finally. So, here in a little bit, I can come down here, probably later tonight once everyone goes to bed, because I have to stay up the next 24 hours. And make you guys some content of some trucks actually driving. That will be a change of pace. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'll bring you back when I got something to do. I think I am going to wrap this video up with a little bit of a drive around the crawler course with our new newly electronic swapped Hobby Plus CR24 and see how it goes. I think it's going to do okay. I did do a wheel and tire swap on it as well because, well, the ones that were on it weren't exactly all that great. These ones add a little bit of weight down low to help keep it down since it's a little shorter than most and a little narrower than most, so that'll help some. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. Scratch that. We are going to do it with the little Durango because I haven't got to try it yet either, and the Hobby Plus motor burned out literally at the exit of that tunnel. So, back to the drawing board on that thing. So, we're going to give the Durango a shot and see how that goes. there we go. There's a little bit of the little Durango that could. I wish I could say every bit of that was shot in one take. That'd be a lie. I think I have roughly 20 minutes right here alone. It did not like this spot. That's why if you notice, it goes from there being none of that there to a whole bunch of that there. Yeah, it was not fun. Yeah. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This is probably what you're going to see a lot of this winter, is me just building some trucks, running some more trucks down here, kind of working on this whole area down here a little bit, coming up with some new obstacles and stuff. Just because it's hard to work on the cars in the winter because the garage gets so cold, but still going to try to keep some car content coming. It just might not be every video here sometime after November. So, yeah. As always, guys, I hope you have a good week. See you again later. And it's not about the destination, it's about the adventure. Get out and have some fun. I'll see you guys next time.